Alright, hey guys, how's it going? So this is the result of 91 grams of indigo leaves that came out from my little garden. With all my Japanese indigo leaves exploding. They're thriving. So I've been growing these Japanese indigo and they have grown so big. They used to be like a little tiny seedlings. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go doing these indigo dye using salt. You just sprinkle some salt and I just need to knead it for maybe about half an hour until it starts extracting the dye. So anyway, let's get started. I just cut the leaves from fresh out of the garden. It's just a real small batch, so I don't really know how much leaves I need to dye like one full t-shirt or anything like that, so really this is an experimental version of it. I have some organic cotton jerseys which I've used in my previous collection. There's another type of hemp organic cotton knits. I also have silk, which I was given just in case the cottons and the cellulose fiber doesn't work, because apparently indigo dyes with silk and protein fibers better, so just in case. I have an old Kodama apparel t-shirt. It's 100% organic cotton. I've got, yeah, a few different fabric options here. So indigo, a little bit about the plant. It kind of looks like a basil, really. Like, you can actually propagate exactly like basil. It's a very hardy plant as well, so it's very easy to grow, low maintenance. I guess you just have to watch out on all the bugs eating the leaves, as you can see. But yeah, once it blooms, it will produce beautiful pink flowers, and then you can just keep that on the side for next season. I'm just gonna propagate some at home just as a backup. So I'm just gonna weigh how much leaves I've got, and I'll just have to take a note of that. So I'll just grab a pen, if I can even. It looks a lot, but it's actually not that much. 90.8, so let's say 91 grams of indigo leaves. Actually came across a YouTube video when I was in search of natural dyeing, indigo dyeing, and see if there's any way that I can dye fabrics without using chemicals. And yeah, I came across this video, this Japanese lady, and yeah, she was just putting some salt. At the end of the session, I'm gonna have blue hands, but I'm just gonna... No idea how much salt I have to put, but let's see. So with all the salt, the leaves are starting to shrink. Probably by the time I'm squeezing out all the juices, I think it won't be that much. And my hands are already getting sore. It's starting to look like spinach leaves. I can start to feel the moisture coming out of the leaves now. By theory, once you start extracting all the dye out of the leaves, it's gonna be green, a greenish color. Same as any other indigo dye that you can do, like fructose vat, iron vat. Yeah, it kind of comes out green, but as it oxidizes with the air, it starts becoming blue, which is like magic. Now it's like this, literally. It really looks like spinach. I'll try with the silk first. Yeah, so I added a bit of water because, yeah, it was just like kind of getting all dry. But I guess there's no rule in how long you should be kneading the fabrics together with the leaves. Just do it as long as you feel like you should. And yeah, I guess over time with some practices, you'll find your own tweaks and find what works the best, because at the end of the day, it really depends on the type of fabrics that you use as well. It's actually a nice color. There you go. Still, there's some blotchy areas. Let's see if I can get that out. In the video, I actually didn't wet the fabrics, but I would highly recommend of doing so. Just in prior to dyeing, submerge them in some warm water and let it sit, and then use it. I think that would definitely help for the dye to penetrate into the fabrics better. Ooh. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this is definitely becoming blue. That is very exciting. The good thing about it is that all I'm using is just salt and no chemicals, so I can really just put this back in the compost. So you can see it's quite like a greenish blue, and once it is completely exposed to the air, it should oxidize and really turn into blue, which I think is what's happening here. I think it just takes time to react. This could be a beginning of real natural indigo dye for Kodama apparel in very small batch, because I live in an apartment and yeah, it's just like exploded in my small garden box, so I might need to make more garden beds for next year's harvest so I can dye more. I've used 91 grams of indigo leaves, and the salt I didn't really calculate, just sprinkled generous amount and just started kneading it for 15 minutes, and I even added water, which wasn't really part of the video that I first discovered from. But let's see. Alright, it's not the best setting. Hopefully nothing falls down, but anyway, I just wanted to show you the unraveling of this indigo tie-dye in case it is amazing. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, man. Woo. So yeah. Alright, so this is the final outcome after the rinse and drying. And yeah, it's really interesting. It turned out quite yeah, look, my nails are still blue. It's actually been a week after since I've done the indigo dye. That's really funny. But anyway, it turned out like a real light sky blue kind of shade. This was the most interesting. I know it's not, the color is really hard to represent through like the camera, but this turned out quite nice. It's I know it looks a bit darker through the screen, but it's a really beautiful sky blue, but like really solid. This is much lighter. The silk turned out it's got a little bit of blotchiness going on. I don't know what happened there, but it's more turquoise kind of blue. It's still bluish, but it's got this green tinge to it. It's a little bit hard to tell. And this organic cotton jersey, it was actually a gray marl. I didn't mention it in the video previously, but yeah, it's still dyed blue, but yeah, there's still the blue coming through in the whites. So yeah, just a little bit interesting. I don't think I will use the gray marl to dye using indigo, but yeah, it was just really interesting to see how it came out. But yeah, it looks like they all died well, and now it's just a matter of me washing it, wearing it, and using it as much as possible to sort of ensure the color fast and the light fastness. But it's looking really positive, and I'm really excited for this one, especially, which doing some other natural dyeing, I did find this hemp organic cotton knit absorbed the color the best, really. Like it just stayed quite prominent. Um, and I don't know, it seems to be a similar characteristics with linen as well. So maybe hemp is a good fiber to use compared to cotton. I'm not sure, but yeah. So yeah, that's I'm pretty happy with the outcome. It all dyed blue. That's the main thing, really. I'll be keen to do another round for sure. It's still January. I should have February and March, so roughly 2 months before, yeah, the plant starts dying down, blooming in beautiful pink flowers, producing some seeds, and then, yeah, that will be the end life cycle of the Japanese indigo plant, and I will save all the seeds for next year. Thanks for watching.